So
unbelievable. I can't believe the Marlins are actually like first in the division or close to it. Crazy times. Oh, that tells you everything.
Crazy times.
Where are you currently?
I'm upstate New York.
Oh, very nice. So kind of back home for you, right?
Yeah. I was since March. I was at the beach, and then we came upstate.
Yeah. So things are better now in New York, because remember early on it was hit hard and things.
Oh yeah, it was the hardest hit city,
Yeah.
possibly in the world.
Yeah.
And look at us now, like 0 deaths for like 4 or 5 days, and
That's real good.
And cases plummeting.
Yeah, so that's hopeful. If New York got out of it so
right.
well, that's hope for LA and other parts too.
Yep. Because LA's numbers are plummeting too, aren't they?
Slowly. I just talked to Margaret. She told me, because I left LA like a month ago. I'm back home in Chicago. So.
Oh, you're in Chicago. I love Chicago.
Yeah. There you go. So yeah, Margaret's saying that they're plummeting now too. So hopefully,
yeah. I heard they're plummeting.
Yeah. Hey, I am so excited to talk to you. Listen, you are legitimately one of my favorite all-time actors. So for me,
thank you, man. Thank you.
I've done thousands of interviews, but I haven't been as hyped and pumped for this.
Well, thank you, my brother. Thank you.
It's like actor genre. Well, now it's director genre. Like Leguizamo, I can say that.
Yeah, that's right. Adding hyphenates.
That's right. This is your second film director. You directed one in what, 2003-ish or something?
Yeah, for HBO, an HBO movie.
That's
a sports movie.
What is it like to step back into kind of the director behind the lens? Was it something you've been kind of trying to do for a while, or just this opportunity came for this film? What was that kind of brought you back? Because, I love the film, and I think you did a terrific job on screen and off screen.
I've been wanting to direct for a long time, but, I wanted to do it right. And I had a few forays. I did the HBO movie, a boxing movie, and then I did a couple commercials for Optimum and Burger King and VW. So I was just trying to like stay behind the camera and understand what that's about. And then this critical thinking came to me, this movie. And I don't know, this movie was the thing that made me feel I could direct. I really felt like all of a sudden I know it's an old dated analog term, but the Rolodex in my mind of what all the directors I had worked with and their techniques and what they did to solve problems, I can't believe it was all backlogged in my mind. So every time something came up, boom, this is what Baz Luhrmann did. Boom, this is what Spike Lee would do. Boom, this is what De Palma would do. This is what Tony Scott would do. How they rehearsed, how they got certain things out of actors, how they got things out of their crew, and I just used all that. And all of a sudden I really felt like, oh, wow, I can direct. I can add to the process. I can add to this movie.
And you see, that's where years of experience kind of comes to fruition finally, and you get to use these tools that you've been around. That's you see, it comes full circle that way. I was wondering, since this is a very much film about the characters and the actors, these are real life people that you guys are portraying. How much freedom did you have? How much interaction did you have with the real men behind this, and how much liberty kind of and freedom did you have to kind of create a cinematic story versus also having in mind keeping it honest to their story and portraying it as truthful as it could be to how they live? Right. How did you kind of navigate those two mediums?
Yeah, it's a great question. First of all, I'm a method actor. I studied with Lee Strasberg in the Strasberg Institute. So I love research. I love going to the original people and always spending time and learning as much as possible. So I went to the real teacher. I met the real players. And then I asked them to please become our consultants. And they were there every day. And I asked the actors, look, this is a really difficult movie. Chess is a really difficult game, sport. Yeah. I want it to feel like a sport. So I need all your help. So they came a week early. We rehearsed like 10 hours, 12 hours a day with the real players and my actors. So they got a chance to learn who their character was and to learn the mechanics of the game. So when the day came, they were memorized, every move and every bit of dialogue. And obviously I allowed a lot of improvisation. So that's where we took a little license. Was I wanted to feel like, there was no difference between them speaking and dialogue. I wanted to blur those lines. So I let them improvise a lot. and luckily they were great at improvising.
There you go. You see, the thing is, I mean, it's not about it's the chess is the topic here, but it's about these people, you know, and the communities you come from and these relationships. I got a sense that you playing Martinez, it was like when you find out later on that he lost a child, it was like these were his kids in so many ways. I got that vibe in watching this movie, like these were his kids. Like he had a responsibility to nurture them and keep them out of trouble and have them build them a future, you know, that they could relate. How did you get that kind of sensibility? Because I think you portrayed it perfectly from talking to the real Mr. Martinez about.
Yes, I mean, I got it from him. I've never met a man who was as nurturing and responsible as the real Martinez, Mario Martinez. I mean, he's such an incredible. He really cares about these guys and these kids, and it was his life, and he felt like it was his responsibility to give them the intellectual component to chess. That was his methodology. He thought, look, they've got the instincts, they got the talent, they put the hours in. What I'm going to give them is the book knowledge, which one of the players already had from coming from Cuba,
right,
and having a lot of Russian influence on them. You know, Russians are big chess players, so he came with all his notes in his little book full of information. But Mario wanted to give these guys the book knowledge, and obviously the after school class and space, the elective, where a kid from the ghetto doesn't have to choose between football or drugs, you know what I mean,
right,
or drug dealing. I mean, why is that? Those are the only options. But for nerds and you know, intellectual kids, there was no place for them, you know, and he tried to give them that space where they could feel safe.
You know, it's cool that there was an elective like this, because I feel it's like, it's not about the elective itself. It's about relating to these kids who aren't, since your typical kind of students come from middle class, like there's a different approach to them. And I think that's a way to get them kind of involved and to really teach them about life through chess in this case. What did you kind of learn about that aspect of the connection that, talking even to the real players, the real people involved in this, what was it like for them to really get them out of their everyday, you know, struggles in life with family, the street life, and getting them kind of together, you know, to focus on one common goal, but also saving their life in a lot of ways and looking out for their future in an instance? Would you kind of learn with your interactions with them from it?
Well, you know, the kids, there are a lot of kids like these. I mean, I was a ghetto nerd, you know, my brother was. I mean, there's a lot. I knew a lot of kids like them. That's why I related to them, because, you know, there is no real place for you. Your parents either keep you at home all the time or they keep you busy to keep you off the streets.
Yep.
But, you know, if you like the streets a little bit, like Ito, the character, the real guy, you know, then there's huge temptation to be led the wrong way. But I got to give a lot of credit to these kids, man. They really loved what they did. They were passionate. They played 24/7. I mean, they would stay up till 2 or 3 a.m. at the clubs in Miami playing chess. They played it 24/7. That's how they became, first of all, regional champs, then state champs, then national champs. I mean, it doesn't happen without a lot of sacrifice and passion, and they brought that, you know. And I feel like that's what separated them from the rest of the kids in the neighborhood, because they came from one of the toughest neighborhoods in Miami. Liberty, it was called Liberty City at one point, and then it became Alapata. But you know, while we were shooting, you know, there were shootouts, and somebody got shot. You know, I mean, it's still a very tough Overtown. You know, it's had different names over the years, but it's still a very tough. I mean, we were shooting and in a location, and we were asked to leave at gunpoint, and you know, and you know, we left because I'm not going to fight somebody, you know, for space. You know, luckily I said, you know, we got our shot. Thank you very much, and thank you for letting us leave with our lives.
Man, the stories that come out of it, you know, rooted in reality in so many ways.
You never expect that. You're going, you know, we're in the neighborhood. We're giving back. They're going to appreciate it. Okay, maybe they don't so much.
You're still in their territory, you know.
Yeah, you still are in their territory.
Yeah, you got to respect that aspect of it. now with the directing thing, you've done it now and now on a large scale too. Is there anything you haven't done in your career that you still want to do? Because I mean, you played almost every character, every role in so many movies with so many top. Is there anything you're still kind of lusting for to do that you haven't maybe done?
Yeah, I want to be a superhero. That's my thing. I don't know why it's in my craw in my.
Because it's in front of us. Everyone's a superhero almost.
Yeah, right. So I want my Latinx superhero, and I've been working on one called Phenom X and the Uncontrollables, and Image Comic Books, Todd McFarlane's label, is gonna publish it, and I can't believe it's like a dream come true that Todd McFarlane, one of the great innovators of comic books,
Spawn.
This is the third largest label after Marvel and DC.
That's right. Oh, that's so cool. So that's something big right there coming up for you. So you're kind of on the path to getting that.
Yeah. No, dude. If you put it out there, you have to manifest it. And look, I got a little bit. I could give you a tiny little preview of issue 2.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
There's my notes. Fix this.
That's awesome. So you're right on. I'm excited for you for that. That would be cool to see you in that realm.
Yeah, because it's a hard nut to crack. It's a really tough genre. It looks easy, but it's not.
Yeah, no question. And finally, kind of want to wrap up asking you, what are some things? I mean, you've obviously acting's been a big part of your life and just the industry itself. What are some things that John Leguizamo likes to do in your free time? Any hobbies or interests to kind of get away from all the, the industry and all that? Because that can get
You need it. You need it.
To clear your mind for sure.
Absolutely. You need those hobbies. You need those extracurriculars because the industry is tough and it beats you up. I mean, I found tennis late in life.
Okay.
I love it. I got the tennis elbow to prove it. I got the tendonitis right there.
Man, you're going hard at it.
Yeah, I love it. I love tennis. Gardening. Somehow it I don't know. I guess
you're getting older, man. You're getting older.
That's a sure side of getting older. You're gardening. There's something about
growing some tomatoes and stuff. That's awesome. So I like these, like kind of like, the thing is to make yourself a full performer. I always believe that you need to have a rich, normal life, with
you gotta have
hobbies to bring it to your work. So that's cool. Are you watching any sports? And any now that everything's back, kind of, what are you following now?
I guess I'm just like on The Last Dance. I'm watching it for the second time, so that's kind of my sports.
So good.
Going back to the 90s, it's all like, I mean, that Michael Jordan doc, just it's amazing. But that was the time that I was going to all the games when I was young, So to see, Reggie Miller and John Starks and Patrick Ewing and Oakley, I mean, all my Knicks and all the other players, Isaiah Thomas. Mm-hmm. I'm just reliving like my childhood, so it's kind of fun.
Yeah, that was my childhood. I'm from Chicago, so I grew up with these.
Oh yeah, so you must have loved that doc.
Well, not anymore. That team's been trashed for like 2 decades almost.
Yeah, it had a chance, like in the 2000s. It looked like it was going to come up.
Yeah, with Derrick Rose until he.
Yeah.
You see,
and then that fell apart. Yeah.
Hey, I just wanted to say this was a pleasure to talk to you, and on a kind of a personal, one of my favorite all-time movies that you've done is Empire.
Oh, I love Empire, bro. Thank you for saying that.
Oh my God. And it was one of these movies that me and my father bonded over and we watched over and over. And my father passed away three years ago. And
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you, John. And 2 days ago was his 3-year anniversary since his passing. So I kind of thought about the movie, that was kind of our movie to watch together. So thank you for kind of bringing something for me I had a moment with my father through a movie that I could connect,
I'm glad. Well, the director, Frank Ray, it's not known, but it was based on one of his brothers. So he knew the personal story. He had a personal connection to that story.
Wow.
Oh shoot. I got a Skype CNN thing to go to. Sorry, Jim.
There you go. Yeah,
I got to jump.
Run at that. Hopefully I can connect with you again. This isn't the first time.
Absolutely, Jim. What a pleasure. I'm sorry I can't see you because I can't figure out how to get back on.
I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon, Jim. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, my friend.
It's easy.
Thank you.
Thank you.